So I would say emissions monitoring, just so we all know, we're talking about trying to actually monitor how much dust is going out the exhaust of the baghouse, right? Out the exhaust stack. So there's really two reasons you'd monitor it. One is for emissions compliance, right? Making sure you're in compliance with your air permits. And the other reason would be for maintenance or operational reasons, right? Um, the same equipment can accomplish both things at once. You might use it just for one reason, but really you can do it for both things at the same time. Um, Kind of the way the industry has been going for the most part is to triboelectric emissions monitoring. So in older plants, you had opacity monitors where they have the mirror with the laser thing. Those still exist in some places because they're written into existing air permits and things like that. But really, the triboelectric detection systems are just far superior, far more accurate and sensitive. So those have really replaced those in almost all other instances, except kind of where the industry regulations are slow to adapt. But all new applications certainly using the triboelectric ones. That's just a probe that goes in and detects down to 0.0000002 grains per standard cubic foot. A ridiculously small amount of dust it can detect. So if you're using it for emissions, sometimes people get scared and they think that if they have that, then their regulatory agency is going to be very strict with them and make them have this absolutely low monitoring level and things like that. It's really not what we see. Usually, the air permitting agency is going to set the levels of whatever they set it. And then if you don't have anything that it tells you in real time what's leaking, they're probably going to be more aggressive with you because they want to give themselves more protection to prevent you from having an overage, maybe from a leaking filter or something or an upset condition. When they find out that you have the broken bag detector installed, they actually will a lot of times be more moderate at what they demand of you because now they know that you're accurately recording what's actually going out, and they don't have to just rely on modeling to figure out and estimate how much pollution is leaving your facility, right? So it can be really useful for that. Even if that's not a interest to you, just having them for maintenance and operation is absolutely wonderful. And we recommend them to everybody because the ability to know in real time how the filters are operating, right? Really, the only guide you have is the differential pressure and then looking and seeing if dust is coming out the exhaust. Um, it's kind of hard. We have to make a lot of inferences and stuff to figure out how things are working. When you have the broken bag detector to supplement that, it's amazing because you can diagnose things so quickly. But even just a practical example, if you have in your bag house something gets sucked up, it cuts a hole in one of your bags. Even if you have a really big bag house, 1,000 bags, one small little hole, quarter-inch size, is gonna, depending on how much dust you suck up, make just literally tons of dust blow through before you realize it's going out the stack. Now you have to shut down. You have to send guys in the top of your dust collector, brush out the dust collector. You might have to shovel out the material, clean out the ductwork down to the fan. All kinds of hours and hours wasted doing remediation work, right? And then you also might blow your air permit, have to shut down for that reason, all kinds of bad things. That simple probe that's in there will tell you when that hole is just barely beginning to form to the point where it's completely invisible to the naked eye, the amount of dust coming out. So knowing it's leaking at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, you might even have enough advance warning to get your team together and say, look, in the next couple hours, this would be a problem, or tomorrow, let's shut down in 4 hours. We have some time. Go in there, find the bag that's leaking, and we can fix it before it causes all these other problems. Even if it's just a big bag house, you can use them also to identify the row of bags that has leaking filter in it, so you don't have to do quite so much chasing down of leaks. So there's really a lot of benefits to them, and they also can help you forecast when your filters will fail. So there's a set when they need to be changed, and you can be more accurate and have a little bit more warning than just going off the DP. So we recommend they go on everything. When you're quoting a system with us, we'll usually include it as a additional option, and there's a lot of different outputs and things like that we can do. So we're always, we need a little bit more information to finalize it, but it's something we recommend for just about everybody in all six circumstances, whether it's just for emissions, just for maintenance, or it's for both things.
Very good. I'm going to add to that too. So emissions monitoring is very important. As Dominic said, it will save you time and money and headaches and pay for itself, even if you don't have a mandate from EH&S or something like that to do it. There's all kinds of sensors and monitors out there that can be connected nowadays. Emissions monitors, one, hopper level sensors, fan, rotor sensors, airflow sensors, really anything that you can think of can be measured with a gauge with an output that can then be collected and used for um, your PM, maintenance, predictive maintenance. When do the filters need to be changed? When has something gone wrong? There's really a whole world of possibilities now over and above simply alarm, having an alarm which triggers when you have a broken bag, which in itself is super valuable. But there's other stuff that we're now offering, which will include connectivity, options. You can beam all this info up to the cloud, use AI to evaluate when you are going to have to change your fan bearings or belts, for example, based on the vibration data of your fan. You can have airflow monitors so you can see when something's going wrong somewhere in your ductwork, emissions monitoring, differential pressure, all that stuff now can be beamed into your control station or your cloud-based dashboard, and you can use it for predictive maintenance. There's a very strong ROI case to be made for larger companies that are looking for that kind of project. Save lots of time and man hours and guys climbing up to look at DP gauges. And like Dominic said, broken bag. Oh no, we're dusting out the stack. Let's shut down our process for 8 hours and fix it with a crew of 6 or 8 guys. All that's very expensive, and all that can be avoided now. The tools are becoming very competitive and easy to implement and add to your existing control systems, and very inexpensive. So if you have any questions about that, please reach out to us. It's something I'm personally really excited about. I think that's kind of one of the new frontiers of dust collection based on the AI compute, available and all these different tools. So it's really cool stuff. You can save money, you can save time, and it's a really interesting, way to solve problems out there. So